again, I was still doing like I was doing all the speaker box recaps. I got people like DMing me like, bro, how are you doing this or that? And it's like, damn, gang, like you don't even really know. Like shit's kind of rough right now. Like I'm about to give up on this. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna say that obviously because I don't want to unmotivate the next person that's trying to come up. But it was like, damn, like I don't know. It's like, is this even for me? Like, am I enjoying this?
This is Sad Boy Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sad Boy Radio. I'm your host, Matt, and today, man, we got a special guest today. Damn, I forgot my fucking ring. We got a special guest today. He shot videos for OG Stevo, DCG Bros. Been working a lot with Mama Million, videographer for No More Heroes. Man, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
My name's Sergio Esparza. I've been, like you said, shooting a lot of the Chicago stuff. It's been like a crazy adventure the past, I don't know, like 2-3 years now, like COVID was like kind of the beginning of everything. And then early 2021 was like the real beginning of like knowing what I'm doing with the camera and all that. So kind of just going from there,
How'd you end up shooting all these hood videos in the first place? Because like you said, you're from the burbs.
Right.
So how'd this shit all come about?
Shout out Laka and No More Heroes. They've been blessing me with a lot of opportunities. But I mean, even before that, like just like all the rappers I hit up in the city are all from like, kind of like not the best part of town, realistically, but just kind of one connection leading to the next. And it's like 9 times out of 10, it's an iffy area or whatever it might be. But for the most part, everything's cool.
You been to O Block?
We were just there like last week with Carter. And no, just Kane and my other homie Digital Rio.
Did you shoot the Muna video?
Kane shot it. Takeoff Films. I don't know how the one that you saw outside. Yeah, that was one of them. They're brothers, but he snapped on that. But it was like 3 days of shooting, so it's kind of like, I don't know, hectic to be honest. Just waiting for artists, or managers, or I don't know, just like the everyday delays you could expect in a music video.
Was he on Rapper Time?
Yeah.
But
I mean, bro's cool though, to be honest. Like,
I don't know, I don't get that rapper vibe from him. Like he's a rapper, but I don't be getting that rapper vibe.
I don't know, artists are just always gonna be like, it'll be one thing least at night. It's like, oh, I gotta get this outfit, or I gotta get this like thing where I gotta get my homies over here to hype me up in the video. It's like, all right, like, it's to be expected.
Working with No More Heroes, it's a big step that you've been able to take. A lot of people probably wish that they're able to work with such a company. How did that all begin for you?
Honestly, I'd have to take it to even like 6-8 months before that. I started shooting with like speaker box a lot. I think I saw you at one of the things like a while ago.
Was that the Christmas thing?
Yeah,
okay, for sure.
I remember because I saw you and I was like, I know this dude from somewhere. And I don't know who told me. I don't know if I asked or if I kind of just connected the dots later on. But then I realized like, oh, that's bro from like the podcast I'd be seeing on Instagram and shit, That's when I was like shooting with them heavy. Like I'm still tapped in with them. Like I shot the Juice WRLD thing like 2 months ago. But long story short, it was like August 2022. It was like a random day. But this one guy, Elo, shout out Elo. He's like super tapped in, but he'd be showing everybody love. Like always giving people opportunities, always putting people in the right rooms. Like I see it all the time till this day. But he had hit up one of my guys, and he pretty much just passed on the opportunity to me to shoot a red light for a couple of different artists that day. They just needed someone to shoot them real easy. Like shoot it, chop it up, cool, send it back, And then that was like the first time I met Laka, and I was like, I had seen him a few times in other places, but I just like towards the end, oh, it's crazy. OG Stevo walked in, and then he was like, oh, what? You do videos? I was like, yeah. Like he didn't even know. He thought I just did photos because of the recaps. And I would always send him his photos and shit like that. And then I think Laka heard and he was like, oh, you shoot music videos too? I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't want to throw in his face like, hey, lock me in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that's ever the way to go about anything. Like, if people find out, they're going to find out,
Lock me in.
Bro, because I've had like people, not like, I'm still in the position where it's like, I'm learning to like put myself in the right rooms, But it's like, I hate when like, again, I get it. Not everybody has like that, like, I guess like room awareness. But it's like I'll have people like either DM me or even ask me in person, like, yo, can I go do this with you? Or like, not even like do this with you, but can you pretty much like kind of give me this? I'm like, bro, like, I'm over here thinking like, shit, I'm trying to figure it out for myself. Like, it's not as like easy as that, Or it's like, I'm gonna try to bless my own people before anything. Like, for example, Carter, Kane, or Zay, like, and like, those are like my closest, like, I guess, circle of people that I work with. There's a lot more, but those are the people that are with me like every single shoot. It's a last minute video, bet they're there. We all Carter lives 20 minutes from me. Kane and Zay live 40 minutes from me. And there's times where I've had like 2-hour notices slide to me. go to the city and make it happen, you know? So it's like, I'm going to feed these people before I just like give somebody I don't even know an opportunity, you know?
A lot of people will ask for a lot of things and they have no relationship with you. Bro, I mean, I get that all the time, right? People are always hitting me up trying to get an interview, and my thing is when people ask me for shit and they make it seem like I need them.
Like entitlement,
That
saying,
shit rubs me the wrong way. I was telling them yesterday, I got an email and they're just like, I think so-and-so will greatly benefit your overall product. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know you.
Right.
Why are you telling me what's going to benefit my product?
Right.
Like, say that you want an interview and we can go from there. But you don't need to tell me like, yo.
Like you need this type of thing.
I've had people hit me up and be like, yo, you need me on your platform. I'm like, bro, I don't know you.
Not even like a manager though, just an artist or creative, whatever it might be.
Just the straight up artist, even the managers.
Okay.
And the manager should know better, right?
Right.
But anyways,
You would think.
starting with No More Heroes, you start at the red light freestyle.
Yeah. So from there, it was just like, I think a few days later, he hit me up. And I remember where I was. I was in my basement. He texted me. He was like, yo, I need you to shoot like 2 videos in a couple days. Or I think it was honestly the next day, like a day or 2 later, like pretty short notice. But he had me shoot. It was like some smaller stuff, kind of like a test run, I guess, to be honest. Looking back, like I always watch him with my homies, like, oh my God, like these were horrible, you know? Like at least compared to like stuff I can do now or have done, you know? But I shot 2 videos at, it was at like a Pure Space. That was that, honestly. Like at the time I didn't realize it, but I don't think like they were crazy about them, to be honest. And like I understand why, because I was transitioning a lot from like heavy effect stuff to like, okay, just cleaner cut, more cinematic, clean colors type of thing. Because I was like, again, I'm from the suburbs, so like a lot of the music out there is a lot of people trying to do like the Yeet style or like those kind of videos, and it's like those aren't videos where it's like you see a bunch of guns and stuff like that, you know. So it's like just different type of videos, and that's kind of what I was giving at the time. Whatever. So a month or 2 passes, we shoot another one. Nothing really came from that either. I hate that video looking back on it.
What video was it?
You know, I'm sure you'll find it one day. I'll leave it at that. It is somewhere deep in YouTube. It's somewhere deep in YouTube.
Bro, if I find it before this comes out, I'm going to leak that bitch. So you might as well just tell us right now.
I'll tell you this. If you look up Hot Car, it'll come up. It'll come up. I'm sure you'll find it off of that. But it's just like crazy like camera zooms and like it's a drill song. You know what I'm saying? It's like this doesn't match at all, you know? It's like if we put a bunch of guns in like a Billie Eilish song.
Remember that trend on Twitter where they were just putting random songs to drill,
like the Big Time Rush
videos?
one.
That was you?
Basically, to be honest, I was like, ooh, like looking back with the knowledge I have now, it's like, okay, this didn't make sense. Like this was outrageous. But then fast forward another 2-3 months, I think they announced like the G Herbo show January. They announced it like December 2022 for January of 2023. And I hit up Laka. I was like, yo, trying to do this recap. Because I was doing a lot of recaps at the time, like speaker box ones, all those type of things. And then, so I ended up doing the G Herbo one. And they liked it. Like I remember I was in talks with Brandon a lot, which is Laka's partner. And he really liked it. I ain't gonna lie, I felt good about that one. Like that's one of the ones I look back, I'm like, wow, like, you know, turned it around in a day or 2. I was happy with it. It was dope. And it was crazy. Not trying to get too off topic, but I remember like a year prior, I had tried to sneak into like a G Herbo show. I was trying to be like, my hungry young boy, like, I'm gonna sneak into here, you know, and like, I'm gonna make it happen. I got there. They're like, no.
They got your ass right up out of there.
I was like, what you mean? Like, I'm late. Like, I gotta get in here, bro. Like, they're waiting on me. And Herb he didn't end up showing up. It was like an Anne Marie show. And Herb
at the Forge?
No, it was at it was somewhere in Chicago. I don't know, one of those shows. Chicago Theater. That's what it was.
G Herbo at the Chicago Theater?
He was like a special guest or something. Like I don't think he was the main thing. But it was with Anne Marie. But I'm gonna be honest.
That
like,
just sounds weird.
That's what I'm saying. But it was like they did end up doing it like a year later. So I was kinda like, I don't know. Point is though, I remember like one of the security guards was just talking to me crazy. Like, and I was kinda like, all right, like he caught on to what I was trying to do, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, like, I don't know, it was just like insulting me. It was like, all right, bro. So I left, I remember I literally have a video of my Snap, like, because I was so mad, you know, and I was like, is bullshit. Like,
You were mad because they wouldn't let you sneak in.
yeah. Which like in hindsight is like, okay, like they're doing their job, you know. But again, like he was insulting me. I don't remember exactly what he said. I have it on video, like of me ranting. Like I sent it to like one of my friends or something, and I was like, give me like a year, a couple months, right? And I'm gonna like end up shooting a video for him. And then fast forward to what we're just talking about. I shot the recap for the Herb for No More Heroes and whatnot, and then 2 days later, we shot the G Herbo video with Lil New, Wicked in the Rack. And it was just like, wow, like, this is like 8 months after that little incident, you know? So I was like, okay, like, I believe that I said it and it happened, you know? Whether it be like by like chance, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I made it happen, you know? So I'm proud of that.
Bro, you're funny as fuck for that.
Why?
Yeah, you were really mad as fuck at this
Bro.
dude for not letting you into the venue.
Bro, but it was because they were like insulting me. I was like,
I would have
bruh.
insulted your ass too, bro.
Yeah. But because I was like, I did something, not crazy, but I was like,
You were probably talking crazy to them too.
I probably was. In the moment, I felt like I was justified. I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling hot shit because I just, I went to Atlanta for a Lucky show, and even that one, like, I didn't sneak in, but like I made an Instagram post, and I was like, tag at Lucky and his manager and like the host of the show, and I got in through that. So I came back and I was like, what can I not do? Like, I can do everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can stop me. And literally, this was literally like, I landed in Chicago and went back home, changed whatever. And then I left right out to that Herb show. And so I was just like, there's no way I don't get in, you know? But yeah, looking back, it didn't make sense. Like, they weren't gonna just let me in, you know? But again, for me, it was like, bro, I'm trying to work. Like, I didn't know, like, okay, do I have to hit up like media agencies or managers, whatever it might be, to get into these shows? Like, I didn't know what the steps were.
I mean, nobody does, right? I mean, last year, I was annoyed as fuck because I was trying to do, you know, some media coverage for the festivals and shit. And I was annoyed because, mind you, I've interviewed a lot of different people in various different places that could easily get me a ticket, no problem, right? So I was just a little frustrated with that. It's frustrating when you feel like you're in a position and you feel like you're doing all these great things, and then people are just kind of holding you back,
Right.
and you don't really understand
Trying
why.
to like block your blessings almost, it feels like. At least for me, I'd be feeling like that sometimes. Like,
So then you reach a certain point, and then you're like, oh, like, I wasn't where I was supposed to be,
right.
but I've gotten there. So now, like, this year, I understand, like, right, you know, you got to go through the press applications, you got to do all this shit, but I
Or like
had no
almost
clue.
pay your dues, even like kind of deal with like the smaller stuff, even.
I don't know, bro, but if certain platforms get Sueños tickets and I don't get a Sueños pass, I'm going to be pressed. I'm going to be
Right.
heated. But anyways, you know, being able to work with No More Heroes, you've been able to have a close relationship with Locke and Brandon, you know.
Right.
How have they influenced you in the way that you've grown and elevated throughout this time?
The first one that comes to mind again is just like, work with what you have, basically, you know? Cool. Like, I remember before I'd be like, okay, I need this location and this location and then this location. But it's like, bro, most rappers are like not gonna want to do all these locations. They're gonna be late to each location, you know what I'm saying? Like at least 30 minutes to an hour. And then it's like, damn, now you have a full day shoot, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what could go wrong. But so it's like, if I'm in a room, a warehouse, right? Just like different backgrounds. Make it look like people don't know what the location looks like. So that's just an example. Like, yeah, just making things seem bigger than they are, and just
I know what you're talking about for the scenes, right? Because you got to make something out of nothing.
yeah, exactly.
I forgot who told me this. I think it might have been Ozzy. You know Ozzy?
He was one of the first dudes to like show me love and help me out. Honestly.
Ozzy had told me about when he saw Diamond. It might have been Zay that told me. You know Zay,
Oh,
right?
I know the exact clip you're talking about. It was Ozzy, I think.
About in the What Up music video,
Mhm.
and how Diamond had literally put together basically like a hallway for the shot,
Yeah.
but it was in a fucking warehouse, and
Yeah.
they picked a little tiny corner.
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about
Right.
because I've been explained this.
Right. I just don't know how to explain it, but exactly that. Like, kind of just finessing videos, you know? Like, you'd look at something and be like, damn, you guys shot this here? Like, you would have never thought that could have been done there, you know? So, example, like the What Up video, like, I remember I ended up using that same warehouse for a music video, and we got there, and I was like, wait a second, like, this is the video from the What Up video or the Lil Zay video. I'm like, wow, like, you can just make things, like, look completely different just by finessing.
Man, videos are crazy because you don't even know that shit. Like, you really don't understand like what the room looks like, and you're in charge of like creating that picture
Right.
and letting people see what you want them to see.
That on top of like kind of everything's your fault if anything goes wrong. Like, let's say the artists are late, you know, or you guys didn't get enough scenes. Like, everything's on you. Like, you just have to always make it work, you know, which is kind of like a stressful thing, but definitely everything's on you. Everything's on your shoulders as the director or editor. Like, you just have to make everything work, no matter if it's your fault or the artist's fault or the producer's fault, you know. So I think that's definitely a big thing.
Starting to work with these bigger artists, you've been put into rooms with some of the biggest stars at their hottest period, right? Most recently, you worked with Sexxy Red, Mello Buckz when she did the Boom Part 2. So being in these environments, it's something that you have to adjust to. You have to learn how to act in those moments. What type of learning curve did you face when it came to adjusting to these moments?
To be honest, I feel like I was lucky enough to not have like a huge learning curve. Like, the only thing I've ever seen before is like, I guess if somebody acts like fanned out or something, you know, with an artist, it kind of just makes the director feel like, oh, like, or it makes the artist feel like, oh, I'm not working with like an equal, I'm working with a fan, you know, which is the difference. Like, for example, like the Boom Part 2 video, like Diamond shot that, and I got to see even that, like, that was maybe not the best example, but that was like, you know, super hectic and whatever. So it didn't seem like there was too much like director to artist communication. But like seeing how he's calm in those situations and still making everything work. For the Sexxy Red one, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know who she was at the time. If we're talking about like the March video.
Oh, you didn't know who Sexxy Red was?
Nah. Were you talking about the November?
I'm talking about the one at the prison.
With the prison video, it was cool because I had already worked with her like right before she blew up, which was crazy. I was like, what the hell? It was like a couple days notice. It was for like one of the Pound Town songs. Like, cause she remixed it like 2-3 times. She shot a video to it. I think I shot the second or third one. It was in St. Louis. And I drove out there like 2 days notice. Again, didn't really know who she was. And I'm sure she was really big out there. But then like weeks after that, she went, you know, started going viral. And then Lee Chapa feature. Just feature after feature, you know, getting cosigns from everybody. So then when like the November time came around, I saw her again. It was like, I don't know, it was just more normal, you know? Like, it wasn't like, it was like, damn, like, I see how everybody's acting right now. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, like, this is the biggest artist like in the States right now, you know, female wise. Biggest female artist in the States right now. But I don't know, I guess for me it was just very like humanizing, you know, to like know her back then. So to see her at that point, it feels like, damn, this is the same person she was before she blew up, you know? But yeah, just seeing how other directors work with like artists and not fanning out or anything like that.
I'm surprised you didn't have like a learning curve.
If anything, I'll be kind of quiet sometimes, to be honest. And I feel like I should be more friendly, you know, or like more like trying to build that relationship. But like, there's definitely certain times where it's like, all right, the artist just wants to get in and out, you know? But which again, because that's like, this is their form of work, you know, like I'm sure they don't want to be on set all day or whatever. But again, I just got to be on a lot of music videos before I started shooting a lot myself. Cause like I was hitting up everybody to like slide to videos. Like there's like local artists that I saw as like huge, you know, back then. And yeah, so just like, I don't know how to explain it. Just like there was never those moments of like a huge learning curve. I was like, all right, just get there, shoot the video and get out, you know? And if there's a connection built, then there's a connection built.
I think for me, it's because I had to learn how to flip a switch almost. And that switch comes with me turning on a different type of personality.
Do you feel like that's still yourself?
Yeah, it's just me enhanced, right? And it's also me in a space that I curate, so I'm able to lead the conversation and say what I want and how I feel. You can't really do that in a regular everyday conversation. A lot of these guys like to fuck with me because they'll be like, bro, you be asking the real reporter questions. I'm like, bro, like, I'm just interested. Like, for real, that's just me. Like, Sad Boy Radio literally was just me putting it onto fucking video. That's all it was. It's not like I was a different person. You know what I'm saying? But there was that learning curve of these are people too. I always said that. I always said, like, hey, these are people too. You're just having a conversation with them. But once you start having people in the room with you that have worked with, you know, some of the biggest artists in the world, then there's that kind of like pressure when you haven't been in that situation. When you're put into those situations as creatives, you have to learn the value that you bring. So just like we were talking about earlier, right? You just filmed the video for Lucky and you thought you were the shit. You thought you were the hottest thing in the world. and then you got brought back down.
Yeah, like instantly within 24 hours, I was like, damn, all right.
A lot of the times people are put into positions and they doubt themselves. They view themselves as less than what they are because they're in the room with this big, big, big artist.
Right.
Do you feel like you face that?
Yes and no. To be honest, like lately, I feel like, especially being surrounded like the right people, like on set with me, like whether it be Kane, Zay, or Carter, just kind of reminded me even before the shoot, like, yo, like they'll give me that little pep talk, like don't forget, like you're like that on these videos, or like don't overthink it, don't guess it, just do it really. But even then, like there'll be times where I'm like shooting a video for an artist, I'm like, damn, like I just feel out of place or weird, like this feels like unreal, like I just feel like a kid with a camera, like to be honest, like I just feel like, ooh, like I'm already overthinking it, like damn, like this isn't like they're not gonna like this or whatever, and then bam, I end up sending it out and they're like, whoa, they really love this, I'm like, for real, like y'all not joking right now, like I don't know. So I feel like just experience after experience, like of getting positive feedback has kind of helped get rid of that feeling.
Do you feel like the value of you as a person stems from the product that you produce and the reception that people give to it?
Every day I'll feel kind of different about it, like if I'm understanding the question correctly. But are you talking about like in life in general or just in the video world?
Both. Because as a creative, you're often defined by your work.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you view yourself usually the way you view yourself is usually impacted by the way that your product performs. So when people love your product, you feel great. When people say, damn, this shit sucks, you're a little indifferent towards yourself. You don't hate yourself.
Right.
But so do you feel like as you've moved up, your value has been defined by the product that you create and the reception?
I think so, yeah. Like I've been fortunate enough to get a lot of positive feedback, and I've now when I reflect on it, I'm like, okay, like, I'm feeling good. Like I'm getting good feedback on this or that. It'll make me feel like, okay, like I'm like that, or I'm raw. Like I definitely had those ones also where I have to catch myself, like, whoa, like, you're doing decent, but don't forget, like, you got a long way to go. And I've also had those moments of like, damn, I didn't really get the best feedback. They didn't like it. Like, for example, I won't necessarily say names, but I did work for an artist at like this festival. Again, I didn't really like have a heads up on anything on what they wanted. I was thinking I was in like a regular recap. I think they wanted more of like a TikTok-y type of thing, just content, like video clips. And I remember when I was showing them the clips, they were kind of like disappointed. Like, again, these are just like the in-camera, clips. But even then it was like, you could just tell they weren't excited. I was like, damn, like, I felt like, damn, maybe I don't belong here, like I couldn't even do something as simple as this, So it kind of got to my head a little bit. And then enough time passed and like enough good things happened where it's like, okay, like that was just one bad experience.
When you go through that shit, it definitely feels at that time like, what the fuck am I doing for real? I'll always look back at this time where I was going through it, like for real. Like I was talking to Jason, which is the owner of the studio, and I'm like, bro, like every week some shit was going wrong. And then the next week we posted, shit blew up to like 900,000 views on a reel. That's when we started going crazy.
Right.
When shit started popping off, bro, I was having the worst month ever.
Okay.
And I was like, bro, like what the fuck is going on? Then shit hit 900,000. Then another one did a couple 100,000. Then we had back-to-back millions. I'm like, bro,
Right.
like, so when I think about like, damn, it's just a slump right now, I think back to, I was really like down bad for a second there. And just those moments, those wins, those successes prove like you're supposed to be here. You're on the right path.
I feel you, because like I've definitely like, I remember like late 2022, I was going through a rough patch with just like stuff with the videos. Like I felt like it wasn't really going where I wanted it to. Just like personal life stuff, I remember I had the thought, like, again, I was still doing like, I was doing all the speaker box recaps, I got people like DMing me like, bro, how are you doing this or that? And it's like, damn, gang, like you don't even really know, like shit's kind of rough right now, like I'm about to give up on this. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like that's what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna say that obviously because I don't want to unmotivate the next person that's trying to come up. But it was like, damn, like I don't know. It's like, is this even for me? Like, am I enjoying this? And I think it was like that judgment was clouded by like the outside stuff going outside of videos, the personal life stuff that was going on. And I don't know, that was tough, But once I got past that, just great things kept happening. Like you said, I feel like every time it's a point of like, oh, I'm a goofy. Like, what am I doing running around the city with a camera? You know, even though what I told you earlier, like getting home at 5 a.m, bro. My dad's getting up for work. You know, he gets up at like 4 a.m, right? So he's leaving the house around 5. I'm getting home. And I'll be like, and I'm getting home from a video shoot, you know, and it's like, he's like, what are you doing? Like, again, like, don't get me wrong, my parents support me and everything. I'm sure they'd be looking at me crazy for some stuff. They're like, what the hell? Like, why are you getting home right now? Like, the day's starting. Like, where have you been? But like, I'm like, we just finished, you know? But every time that happens, I'll get great news like a day or two later. Like, a few days after that happened, I got a text about the video hasn't happened yet. I don't want to jinx it, but I got something coming out. This should be pretty dope. And it's like, damn, like, again, just every time I question it, you know, I feel like I keep getting a sign like, just keep going, just keep going. And whether that be like the money's not right or the right people aren't seeing it, you know, it's like everything's just, it always pays off. It always comes back.
What do you feel like with some of that outside stuff that was starting to impact you and taking a toll on your mental?
I feel like part of it was even like just still, like I worked at Target.
Fuck Target.
Tell me about it.
Hey, you worked at Target too, right? Fuck Target.
How long were you there?
Yeah, I was there for 3 weeks. That's how much it was fuck Target.
Bro, I was there for like 3.5 years, bro. I was like,
They don't even got a good discount, bro. I don't even know why you'd be there for that long.
10%? That's, oh wow.
And
no
that was
tax.
only with a red card, right?
Yeah. No, with the red card, it was like 15. But even then, I'm like, dog, like, come on. Like, this is doing nothing. Like,
they were on bullshit. Anyways, go on with your story. So
Anyway,
you were working at Target?
Yeah, I was just working at Target. I had been dropped out of school already for like 2 years. And I was just like, damn, like I'm doing some cool things here and there, you know. But again, it was just like stuff wasn't fully taking off. I had stuff going on like my family at the time, you know. It was just like, it's just thing after thing. And kind of leading back just to the whole Target thing, it was like, I'd see people I went to high school with, you know what I'm saying? They're like shopping. It was always cool, like when I'd see them, but it would feel like, damn, like everybody's in school. I'm here at Target working full time, doing the videos full time, not getting paid for it full time, obviously, but like, it was just like, I don't know, it just felt like I felt dumb when I would see people I knew or they knew I was doing the video stuff. And it's like, damn, I'm still here at Target, you know, like, when am I finally gonna get out or when's that moment gonna come, you know? So I think that was definitely getting to me. But eventually I hit the point of like, all right, it's another month or two and then I'm out of here.
I had pulled this lyric last week and it was kind of like where I was. I definitely was like going through it last week. My mom had told me, she's like, damn, you're going to be 24. And that's not that old.
Right.
But in my head, I'm over here like, damn, I'm going to be 24. Like,
that's how I feel hitting 23 this year. I'm like, damn.
I should be farther. And the song's Eastside by Halsey and Khalid and all of them, right? And she says 17 and we got a dream to have a family, a house, and everything in between. And then suddenly we turn 23. Now we got pressure for taking life more seriously. That's that pattern that you fall into. That's that cycle that you fall into. At 17, everything, right? Working at Target, that's cool. That's
yeah, it's like normal. It's like, decent. Like this.
You're hitting a lick, right? Nobody could get hired at Target at 17. And then you're turning 23, 24, and you're not necessarily in the same position, but you're in a position that you feel like you should have outgrown a little while ago. And especially with this creative shit, right? You never know when your shot's coming up. And even when that moment comes, it's more so like holding on to that. Because you can experience success, but once that success is gone, what are you doing after that?
Even maintaining it, I feel like, at least like in the type of stuff we do, I feel like there's always like the next person trying to come up, you know? And obviously, like, we all support each other, but it's like, that kind of sounds like, I don't want anybody else to come up, but I mean more so like, it's a competitive field, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's competitive. Like, that's all it is, to be honest. You know, I want to see everybody win, but it's like, shit, like.
But you want to be at the top.
You feel me?
I
don't think there's anything wrong with that either.
I'm never going to sit here and tell people, like, nah, I don't want to be at the top. Like, I want to be the best at everything I fucking do. And, you know, if other people are succeeding, yes, I want to see them succeed, but guess who I want to see? Guess who I want to succeed more than them? Me. Because that is what it is, right? That's what you do this for. You don't do this to be last. You don't do this to be in the middle. You do it to be at the top. Because think about all those other people that you're working with, right? They want to succeed too. They want to be right where you are. And if you want to be at the top, they want to be at the top.
You got me thinking about a whole bunch of stuff.
Going back to success. Once you obtain that success and once you have it and you hold on to it, when I had it, and I'm not saying that like we're not successful right now, right? Shit's still moving. It's slowed down. Eventually it'll get back. But when I had it, like the peak, I was afraid every fucking day that I was going to lose it.
Right.
I swear to you. I'm like, this video has to hit. This video has to hit. This video has to hit. And that shit, like,
The
it's
pressure
stressful,
from it is
bro.
definitely like,
And
damn.
nobody understands that at the time because it's only you going through it.
Yeah.
And eventually somebody else will understand it. But shit, how do you maintain success when that's the first time you have it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't even know.
It's a position you've never been in before, so you don't even know how to handle it.
You've experienced that recently too, bro. You've been on a run with all these videos. So do you feel like there's that pressure for you to maintain that?
Damn near 24/7. Like if I'm not editing a current project or looking into like the next week, I feel like, damn, I fell off, you know, or like I'm gonna slow down. Like I have people like compliment my work a lot or be like, damn, bro, you're shooting like crazy. But low key, like when I hear that, I'm like, damn, like I gotta keep going, you know, no matter how tired I am. But I definitely feel that pressure. Like earlier, I was telling you about a video that kind of fell through, and it's like, damn, like, give me a second, because I really like this is definitely a topic I want to hit. Just like, okay, example. Earlier, like last year, October, November, we went to Atlanta for Skilla Baby and YTB Fat, and me and Kane went with Laka, and it was super dope. And I remember when we got back, for one reason or the other, I think the changing weather too, to be honest, like, you know, when it starts to get dark out early, it's like, damn, like, I hate it here. You know,
That
at
shit
least like
fucks me
Chicago.
up.
You know,
I hate it.
yeah, I'm like, damn, bro, like it's just depressing. I ain't gonna lie. But we got back from that video and that was like crazy. I didn't even realize who YTB Fat was at the time, to be honest. Like I was hyped about Skilla. But we did that video, but when we got back, I just kind of felt like, damn, like we're in the same cycle, like shooting a lot of Chicago videos, this, and then I'm like, damn, like I don't know, like I don't want to let up, but at the same time, it's like I kind of want to enjoy, like, you know, how we touched on earlier. Like I'm 22, I'd be feeling like, should I enjoy it right now, or should I just keep my foot on the gas? You know, edit, shoot every day. You know, I don't know. It's just constant pressure.
How do you feel like you've dealt with that balance, right? With sacrificing and understanding, like, hey, I gotta go live life.
Honestly, I think it's something I'm still figuring out. To be honest, like I be having all my homies, you know, hit me up like, bro, let's go out this weekend. Whole time it's like I'll be like, yeah, I'll let you know. But it's like whole time, yeah, I already know I got 3 videos booked this weekend, you know? And it's like, damn, bro, like I see like every year that passes, I'm like, okay, I'm 22, I'm 23 now. Like, am I gonna look back when I'm 30 and be like, damn, I never went out with my friends. I never enjoyed with my friends, you know? Even if that reward comes, like I don't know what that reward is gonna be, you know? But I see like how I get rewarded for it now by doing a lot of videos I like. I don't know. I feel like just forcing myself, honestly. For example, like Laka or like putting on my story, like can't shoot this weekend, out of town, you know. At that point, I'm already establishing it. Okay, cool. Like I got to force myself to do something outside of videos. Like whether it's be with my family, be with my friends, do even a video, but just for myself. You know, like I love to go outside, hit the city and just get clips of the city. Like I love that shit. Like that's what I'm passionate about, you know. So that for me, that's kind of like what keeps me refreshed and keeps me going, you know, doing stuff for myself. Yeah, these music videos are for myself too, but there's like subconsciously that level of like, okay, it has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain way. It has to be turned in by a certain time, you know? So it's like when I do something fully for myself, it's very rewarding.
At the end of the day, if you were able to make all these sacrifices and obtain everything that you ever wanted, whatever your form of success looks like, do you feel like you would be happy with that?
I've always been a guy who's like worked towards a specific goal. So when I hit that, I feel that reward, you know? But again, I feel like my mind's very back and forth because there's even now days where it's like I'll have a smaller goal, you know? You're talking about like a 10-year down the line goal, I'm assuming, you know? And let's say I get everything. Honestly, I don't know how I'll feel when that time comes, but I see it now, you know, even with the smaller goals, it'll be like, damn, I want a video with this person, that person. I want to do this or that. And I'll get that. And some days I'll be like, yes, like I did it, bro. Like amazing. But then there's other days where it's like, damn, like, yeah, I got this, but I also missed out on X, Y, and Z, you know, whether it was my dad's birthday or.
Damn, you missed out on your dad's birthday?
Yeah, that was a crazy one to bring up. But yeah, like I ain't gonna lie. Like I left it was my dad's birthday and I got to see him for like an hour, you know, and I left to go do a video, but it was a great opportunity. But again, like
what was the video?
Um, I I'd rather not say. Because I don't know if it's gonna drop or not. That on top of another reason.
On top of missing your
Yeah,
dad's birthday,
yeah,
you don't
exactly.
even know if the video is gonna drop.
Yeah, so that's kind of honestly my whole point though. It's like in that exact moment, it was like I felt like I have to do this, but now it's like here we are, 4, 5, 6 months later, and it's like damn, like was it really worth it? You know, it was great in that moment, but it was like there's been plenty of great things to happen after that. You know, and it's just like what am I really giving up? You know, my parents aren't gonna be here one day. Like I think about that shit all the time, bro, and that's why I feel like so much pressure on myself to, okay, I gotta get all this money, or I gotta get all these achievements to show my parents like, yo. I told you guys to trust me when I left school and it's paid off. You know, I should be able to show them that.
I have this thought a lot that if I were to obtain everything that I ever wanted and I had to sacrifice certain relationships, I had to sacrifice quality time with certain people and just making certain memories, would I be okay with that? And when you're at the top, looking back, that's the only thing you're going to be left with. Then I think about the alternative. If I were to do this, but I was not giving everything that I possibly had, then I'd have to live with the thought of, well, where would I be had I given it every single thing I had? Where would I be had I gotten rid of all the relationships that I didn't need?
The big what if.
So you got to deal with the idea of where would I have been if I did these things differently versus am I going to be unhappy if I let go of certain things because I was chasing my dream so hard? And and I've had that conversation and I played music like G-Eazy, right? I listen to G-Eazy's Everything Will Be Okay because in that song he talks about the fact that, you know, I had to leave certain relationships. I had to break ties with my family members because I had to go chase a dream that I didn't want to see end, and I couldn't live this regular life. So that's why I asked you that question.
No, that one sticks with me because, like, again, I feel like just based off what you said, I feel like you definitely understood. Like, especially off your response to it, I was like, okay, he actually gets what I mean when I sent you that voice message. Another kind of crazy one is like my sister had a quinceañera back like last year in May, and it was the same day as the No More Heroes Naruto Wig show, and I was like, oh, and I was blue because it was originally supposed to happen in March, the Naruto Wig show, and it got rescheduled to May 27th. And I remember when I saw it come out, like the quinceañera was already planned, and I saw the date, I was like, nah, like don't tell me that's the day I think it is. And I saw it was the same day as my sister's quinceañera. I was like, damn, this is my mom's gonna be so blue because she knows how I am about like things. You know, she'll be like, she tells me to be free for a day. She'll be like, make sure you're free, like just figure it out. You know, because she knows I'll like give up anything to go do a video. You know, but when I saw that day, I was like, damn, you know. So I went to like the quinceañera. I was there for like an hour to be honest, more than likely closer to an hour, and I left like 6 p.m. You know, 6:30. Leave to the show. I think by the time I got there, it was like an hour drive. So I only got to do like the Naruto recap, which is really all I needed to do. But for me, it was like, damn, like I wasn't fully locked in with like No More Heroes and their people yet. So for me, it was like I gotta do like I can't take even a 1% risk of like not showing hunger. You know, it's how I saw it. You know, maybe for them it was like it would have been whatever, but how I felt like that thought would have been eating me alive, you know, if I didn't do the recap. You know, would I still be working with them the way I am now? If I hadn't done that recap, there's a good chance, you know, but in that moment, it felt like I have to do this, you know, this is another opportunity, another chance to prove myself and like how willing I am to like sacrifice, you know? And that's again, like I even deal with like, I guess the repercussions of that to this day, you know, like my family will bring it up. They'll be like, oh, don't leave this event the way you left your sister's quinceañera. I'm like, I get what y'all are saying, bro, but it's like first of all, like let me breathe, you know, like I promise this is for like the long-term goal. Like for me, this is for y'all. Like I'm trying to, not that money is everything, but it's like I'm trying to get some money to give back to you guys after all you've given me.
I don't know, bro. Leaving the quinceañera, that's crazy. So then for you, what makes all this sacrifice worth it?
I think seeing the way everything's gone, like I'm not gonna lie, like yeah, I got a long way to go, but I know I'm in a great position, you know. Whenever I'm ungrateful, I try to remember like, damn, honestly, Carter always reminds me like, at the beginning of the year, I did a future recap at the United Center. And I told him, I was like, damn, bro, like, I don't even really want to be here, to be honest. I'm tired. This is the day after like the G Herbo shoot. So I was like, I'm beat. We shot until like 1 a.m. that day. And he told me, he was like, don't forget, like, there's a lot of people who would like love to shoot a recap for future, you know? And I was like, damn, like, just him, I'm paraphrasing, but like, that just kind of gave me a reality check. Like, damn, I'm being ungrateful as hell, bro. 2 years ago, I would have been like, I'm shooting future at the United Center, you know? So that's an example of like, now, like, even though I have to make these sacrifices, I see the results, you know? They're not the long-term results, but they're results.
It's closer than you were 2 years ago.
Definitely.
Shit. That's how I'm feel when I'm at Sueños, bro. I'm
Exactly.
like, fuck, bro. But, you know, it'll be worth it.
That's how I felt the first Summer Smash recap, or the first Summer Smash I did. I remember I threw it up on Instagram. I was feeling good. I was feeling myself a little bit. I was like, I captioned, I was like, waited 3 years for this moment. And I really did, you know, because the first one I ever went to was 2019. Tried again. 2020 didn't happen, obviously. 2021, security was like pretty light because they were more focused on the COVID stuff. I don't want to say light, but, you know, because of the COVID stuff and everything. So I had my camera. I just walked in with it. And I remember the third day, they were like, can he go in with this? Or like, and they just let me through. And I did like my own recap, my own photos, posted them up, you know. But then I didn't have a media pass. I was shooting from the crowd, you know. So then when 2022 Summer Smash came, I was like, damn, like, I made it happen, you know. I like literally 14-hour notice, they gave me the green light that I could shoot. And that was like, that above all the crazy music video big artists I've worked with, like, that's the moment I'll remember for like the next 5-10 years.
The moment that really solidified it for you and let you know, like, hey, I arrived. For
yeah.
real.
And I remember I felt like I had a chip on my shoulder because I guess you could call that chip on my shoulder. I felt like I had something to prove, you know? Because I was like, damn, like, I wasn't even supposed to be here, you know? Like, yeah, like, it's just a festival. Maybe it's not shit to nobody else. But for me, that was like, I've wanted this for so long. Like, I promise you I'm going to snap, you know? And then we had like a trailer with editors and shit. And one of the guys that works for like, I don't know if it was a festival. He was a part of the festival. And he was saying like, you guys are killing it, this and that. And then and I remember he pointed to me. He was like, I know you're not getting paid, but he was just saying I was doing great. And I was like, damn, like, thank you. You know, like I even appreciated him saying like, again, I wasn't even paid for that one, you know, which I was more than cool with. You know, it was like, this is what I've wanted for years. And the other guys I was editing with were all giving me my props too on like all my edits. Again, this is like 30 minutes to an hour, turning around small recaps, you know? We're up till 2 a.m. each one of those nights making the full day recaps. But those moments are like the ones I live for.
Are you happy with the sacrifices you've had to make to reach the point that you have today?
I'm definitely not happy with them, but I know they're needed, so I'm okay with them. And again, I'm seeing the results slowly, you know? And I know my family's seen it. Like, my youngest sister is the one who like understands the music stuff the most. You know, like I tell my parents, like, I remember when I shot this, it was my first DCG video with it was them and Mello Buckz. I was, after we shot, I was like, in my car, I was like, oh my God, like, I love the song and I love the way we shot. Like, it's very few times I leave a shoot and I'm like happy with it, to be honest. You know, I'll just be thinking, oh, I could have done this or that. But that time I left so satisfied. So I was like, wow, like, this is, you know, showing me that all those sacrifices have been worth it. You know, it's okay. Like, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to be where I want to be.
That last song they did?
Which one?
That's the one that you're talking about?
No, this was like last year, July.
I was going to say.
There's like a goat in it and shit. Like a literal goat in it.
So then what's the purpose behind all of this? All this sacrifice, all the late nights, all the fucking out-of-state trips. What's the purpose?
To prove that anybody can do this. But like anything you put your mind to, you can do, you know? I'm literally, again, we talked about it earlier, I'm from the suburbs. Like I wasn't tapped in with like Chicago music. I didn't have anybody who was like super connected with the videos or artists. And it's like, now I'm getting all these dope opportunities to work with some super hot artists in the city, you know, even in different states. I want to be a symbol to represent that anybody who puts their mind to something can do it. I think that's the simplest way to put it.
Like we were saying, there's really bad days. There's down periods where shit might not look good for a couple months. But you got to understand that purpose and hold on to that and always look back to this is why I do it. This is why I started it. Because once you lose that, you lose sight of who you are. You lose sight of the reason behind the why. So then to close this out, what I do want to ask you is, you know, we know about Sergio the cameraman, but who is Sergio outside of the videos?
I think Sergio outside of the videos is just somebody who wants to uplift others, honestly. put people in positions to win. Again, when I say win, that doesn't even mean like in the video world, you know, just in life, honestly. Like, I want to be good with all my people to be good. It's really the most simplest way. Again, all this video stuff is for my family. And even outside of that, if it wasn't videos, I'd be trying to do something to put my family in good position, you know, family, friends, everyone around me, really, in my circle.
Where does that others first mentality come from, though?
Growing up, it was just like my family's never had a lot of money, you know, but it's like I've always had what I needed and sometimes even what I wanted, you know, as far as what my parents gave me. But just my parents are the most giving people like you'll ever meet, you know. So it's like I've seen how they go out of their way for other people, and I see how people see them, and it's like, damn, I want to do that same thing for the ones I love, you know. They definitely always put me before anything, you know. Anything I need, want, they'll find a way to get it, you know. So I think that's something I want to be.
I appreciate you sliding, man. I appreciate you allowing us to share your story and shit. Keep going, bro.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Make sure you guys go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys go ahead, check out Sergio Esparza. That's it. Sad boys for real. Peace out.
This is Sad Boy Radio.